Hey, scrapbook friends, it's Nicole. Thanks for joining me for week 22 of Theme Park Thursday Series 2. And this week we had a fun layout, just kind of a filler. It probably is not necessarily something that was a big part of our trip, but it was something, a memory that I want to keep. And so I was able to use some of the new cutting tools that were just released to advisors only. And I was able to use a really old tool, which was this Rose border maker cartridge to make popcorn. And I love how it turned out. I hope you, when you look at this, you see that this looks like popcorn to you. Please don't tell me if you only see roses. But I had a lot of fun making it. It went together fast, which is what I needed for a wild and crazy week. And the journaling tells a great story. So stay tuned to see how it all came together. All right, when I was dividing up my pictures, getting them sorted, I couldn't remember the name of these little popcorn guys. But in the popcorn carts at Disneyland, they do not do this at Disney World. They have these little mechanical robot-y creatures that like roll a wheel and the popcorn pops around in it. And they're very cute. And I thought I had taken pictures of more than just this one, this abominable snowman one. But apparently I only took one of him. And so I looked it up. It's not called Popcorn Guy. It's called a Roastie Toastie. And so I wish I'd taken more because that would have been fun to do a whole layout. But Michelle's really cute and he's really cute. I don't know which one of these is better. I'm not going to use that one that he's not looking at. But I think I'm just going to do a single page with these two. And I have to confess something to you that I had my open house last weekend, and so my whole life is in chaos. And I took my trimmer that lives at home over to my studio so we could use it for the make and takes. And I just, as I was sitting down to start filming this, realized that I left it over there. So I may have to leave at some point to dash off to get to pick that up because I think I'm going to need it. But the idea that I have right now, we maybe are going to not need it. We'll see. But the other thing I wanted to use is the new designs from the custom cutting system. These just came out and I have not had a chance to play with them yet. Actually, my light's not on. Oh, better for me, not as good for you. But I haven't had a chance to play with these at all. One thing that's different about these is that they're clear. The previous ones were blue and these are clear, so they're maybe a little bit harder to see on video. I did get the new blue mat, but these will work perfectly on your gray mat as long as it's not warped. But they have this little lip on the bottom, and so you can slide them along here and use them with your custom cutting system blades. We also have the new, they call it the layout ruler, that has the same thing. It's just like the zero centering ruler, but it's got the little lip. So same thing. It's like a lot of people like to use a T-square. It's basically the same concept as a T-square, except instead of having the T edge at the top, it just has the little lip at the top and bottom. So I'm excited to kind of play with those. And so as I was grabbing these to bring them home, I was kind of looking at this little chevron edge and that little chevron edge and thinking it would be fun to kind of do something like a border with that chevron edge, maybe all the way around. And I got thinking about popcorn and what would look like popcorn. And so I pulled out this old Rose border maker cartridge. I can't remember the name of it, but don't those kind of look like popcorn? So I was thinking if I punched them in kind of this beige and this yellow and maybe do something, I don't know. I was thinking about going all around the edges and putting a little popcorn kind of all the way around. Maybe we'll do it some more of a layer of popcorn at the bottom. I thought that would be fun. And then I was thinking about popcorn. And so I pulled out this Rainbow Rush paper. Again, it's one of my older packs. And this paper to me kind of looks like popcorn, like a popcorn box. So I was kind of thinking, you know, originally maybe I would do kind of this along the bottom. We could use that zigzag edge, it's upside down. Use that zigzag edge and make it kind of look like popcorn. But then it's like, what if we did it all the way around? And so we had kind of, oh, I wonder if we could do it like when we do a frame with the We do a frame with the 12-inch trimmer. Because my 12-inch trimmer isn't here, I wonder if I could find a way to measure like an inch, like right here. I could use the binder clip trick, except my binder clips are on the bottom of my 12-inch trimmer. But what if I cut like along the top and bottom? I think I'm gonna like have to stick this down onto my paper to make it stay. I know some people use a little bit of repositional adhesive, but then that makes my mat icky, and it's such a brand new mat. I don't really want to do that. But what if we cut this and then, oh, duh, it's got a ruler, so I can see exactly where I'm positioning it. Put this right here on the 1-inch line and just kind of cut. I'm gonna try it. This is the only piece I have left of this paper, so it's a little scary. I have lots of other paper. All right, so I'm gonna start on this edge. My first time using this. Uses your same custom cutting system blades. Just trying to cut to like the 1-inch line. And do this again. I'm just putting it so that it's a little, actually a little bit loose, so that it touches the 1 and it's touching the 11 right there pretty much. And then I'm just having to kind of ballpark. On this one, it looks like it's about right at this stripe right here. All right, I did crisscross over that a little bit. Now I'll do the same thing, and I could probably just turn this. It might be easier rather than me having to put my head in the picture. Again, I'm going to put this on the 1-inch line. Mine does have a little bit of give, so it's not a super tight fit. And I just felt it slide a little bit. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure how to prevent the sliding. All right, and then we'll turn it one more time. It's the sideways stripe. Oh, maybe because I got my pictures underneath it. It's the sideways, this piece that I like the best. It's on there, on the 1-inch. I did crisscross over a little bit. Worse kind of on this side than on this other side. Oh, I didn't quite get that one. The very last one, of course, is the one that I didn't cut as well. Okay, so I kind of like that as my frame. And I may, you know, when I get my 12-inch trimmer, I may come back and put a little border. You know, I could use my 12-inch decorative trimmer. I'm really annoyed that I brought it home over the weekend and then I took it back because my open house went again till Tuesday, and now today's Wednesday, and yeah, I left it over there. But I don't live too far away, and I do have to run out tonight to take my son to his church youth thing. I don't love how I crisscrossed a little bit more out into that, but I think once I stick it down to a base page, you're not going to notice it. So that's my popcorn. What color do we want to use for the base? I could just do something like this. I think I told you this. One of the things that's interesting at Disney World, you can buy one of these popcorn buckets for like $15, and then your whole trip, and even when, you know, it's supposed to be just that trip, but even when you come back, it's like $2.25 to get refills, and you can get unlimited refills. At Disneyland, they don't do that. You have to buy a new popcorn bucket every time. So then why not buy the $5 popcorn bucket? So we eat a lot less popcorn at Disneyland than we do at Disney World. What color do I want? I kind of want white, except that this is already white. And that's why I didn't choose. I mean, I have some white. I could do some white popcorn if we feel like we need it. But I feel like the yellow and the white, the beige, look a lot more like this popcorn right here. So maybe I need a blue page. Maybe I should look in the Rainbow Rush and see if there's any kind of a colored background that, you know, something I can use up. You guys know how I feel about wanting to use stuff up. I kind of like this kind of orangey background, but not orange. But kind of this ombre. There's a green piece, but it's too small. And I think it's a little too green on the dark side. Ooh, oh look, if I'd messed up, here's another piece. Oh, I wonder, the inside piece. Ha, look at that. That could work. That could work. And then we do these little pieces. I'm so thrilled. It does feel like this border is a little bit wider than I would like it. I'm not sure that this lines up exactly right in here, but it is darn close. I wonder if it does better this way. Yeah, it doesn't quite line up because, you know, human error and all that. So maybe I won't use this. I got a blue background, and of course, because I'm using this on the blue mat right now, the blue is looking kind of good to me. Put our little Roastie Toasties, and then kind of put the popcorn. I think I want to like tuck it under. All right. Oh look, last week's is still in there. I think I want to actually move my pictures out of the way. I think I'll move the whole thing out of the way. The nice thing about working on a single page layout this week is that I can put it on the little mat and move it in one swoop. All right, so I'm going to punch some of these. I think it was called Rose Chain, maybe. And let's just see. They might be a little bigger than I want, but I just feel like oh, that's thick cardstock. I feel like they look like popcorn. Do you guys feel like they look like popcorn? I think once we get it all on there, it's going to look like popcorn. All right, so there's a piece of the beige. And we'll do a piece of the canary, and then I'm going to cut them apart. And if it works and I need more, I'm not going to make you watch while I cut those out. And maybe I can do this whole layout without having to have my 12-inch trimmer. Almost feels like sacrilege to say that. Okay, also because I'm sitting down, it makes these a little harder to cut out. Okay, so if we just kind of cut these little guys apart. I feel like we've had other punches or other things that I've thought, oh, that looks like popcorn. But as I was thinking about this layout, when I should have been saying to myself, bring home your 12-inch trimmer. But at least I remembered to bring home those decorative things. I thought, oh, wasn't there like a rose one? I do think it looks like popcorn. I might have to clean up the edges a little bit. All right, so here's my little popcorns. Maybe I don't want it to go all the way around the, because I was thinking I would go kind of all the way around the edges. I think it looks like popcorn. I mean, that part I'm happy with. But do I really want to do this as like a little border all the way around the popcorn thing? Or do I want to just do it as like a little pile of popcorn here at the bottom? You know, trying to kind of mix it up a little bit. I think that looks really cute. I think it definitely looks like popcorn. And once I get this stuck down, I don't think you'll be able to see those little cuts as much. I'm liking it okay with the blue. I might trim this down a little bit just to get these little guys. And maybe I need a frame. Maybe I use a frame out of this to mat my photo. I don't think, oh, I would say I'll just cut it, but I don't have my 12-inch trimmer, but I have my photo trimmer, but that, anyway. But I could do just a little frame of this in the red. Maybe I could do both of them in the red and then have the little popcorn scatter around. So let's see. Let's cut somebody in a pink hat, probably my arm right here. And I do want to journal a little bit about these little Roastie Toastie guys. And they're themed to each of the lands. So this Fantasyland one is the Yeti from the Matterhorn. And then I think like there's one that's like a little cowboy. I actually don't know. Oh, doesn't fit. So we'll have to just do this the old-fashioned way, which is to put it on here. And then I kind of hate to lose my little design. I've already stuck it down now, so we'll just do it like this. And now it will fit on my photo trimmer, and I'm going to use this line that's raised and put that on like the outside edge of my photo right here. And that's going to give me a straight edge on that side, and then I'll use that every time. Put it just outside the photo. Sometimes I put it on the photo, but for this one, it's not quite straight. Right there. It's kind of a good test of my scrapbooking skills to see if I can do something without a without my trimmer. And I could just do this one right here, same kind of thing. I think it needs to be matted. I don't think I'm going to mat it quite as wide. No, and also that one's not straight, so I'm going to. Apparently I didn't stick it down. And this one I'll put the little plastic thing on top of the photo. That's still maybe a little bit wider than I want, but I think it makes it easy to make sure that your mats are all the same size by just making sure that you put this little plastic piece in the same spot every time. Okay. All right, I'm liking it with the little, do I want this to go? No, I don't. I want this to be all in here. And I think I want it that way. All right, so let me stick this down. I did have some new to me people, scrapbookers, at my open house. One of them is a demonstrator for another crafting company. And when she was doing the make and take, she took the tape runner and went, and it hurt my heart. You don't have to use that much tape with the CM tape runner. So I hope that when I told her, oh, you don't need that much, that I was very kind and not freaking out that someone was using way too much tape. All right, and we're just going to line these edges up. And I did try to put a little adhesive under where the where this sticky edge was, but I didn't do a very great job apparently. So I may peel this back up now that they're stuck down. I think I'm going to flip it over, peel the backing paper off. I'll put a little bit right here. And then kind of put a generous amount, like right all the way over where those little pieces were cut apart. And I mean, you can still see it, but hopefully it will disappear once it has a chance to settle. I didn't do any on this one. Oh, I'm not quite straight, but I'm not going to worry about it. When I get my 12-inch trimmer back, I may end up going and trimming this edge. I usually try to film my video on Tuesday so that I can edit it and get it all uploaded on Wednesday. And this week, Tuesday afternoon, I was at my open house, so I'm kind of feeling like I'm running behind schedule. We may have to put some little popcorns up there. All right, I'm gonna punch a couple more strips of these so that I can do the popcorn. And maybe we'll kind of go up around the edges and make a little pile right there. So probably need 2 or 3 more strips of each of the colors, and then we'll come back and kind of start putting them down. Okay, here are I punched 2 more rows of each, and I did learn kind of the hard way that when I punched this particular border punch, I should have put a piece of paper underneath it to catch all the scraps. So if I have to punch any more, I definitely am going to be doing that. Okay. So I think maybe we need to put the pictures down first after I just stuck these on here. I'm really excited about the popcorn. I think it's cute. It's turning out just the way I want it. There's a little tiny hint of a grid on this underneath paper. It's actually on this one too. It must just be in the design. So it's helping me kind of make sure that my photos are straight. You just barely see the line, just enough that I can figure it out. And then I'm gonna take my little silicone mat and I'm just gonna kind of do canary, beige, canary, beige, trim that one off a little bit extra, canary. I don't want it to be too like matchy, you know. I want them to be, I want there to be some randomness to it. And randomness is actually really a hard thing with scrapbooking sometimes, because it's like you can try too hard, and you guys know me, and I'm a type of girl that tries too hard and does too much sometimes. So they kind of look like little faces, don't they? Little eyes, and that's like a nose and a mouth. And I'm not loving that little face. Although it kind of matches the roly-poly guys, doesn't it, to have the little face? And I do like it mixing up the yellow and the beige. But it's probably a little bit boring to watch. Me just kind of sticking all these guys on. The nice thing is, because it's cardstock, it doesn't matter which direction I put my little guys in. My little popcorns. My son used to not pronounce popcorn. I'm probably lots of kids popcorns, but I think sometimes we still say, in our family, we still call it popcorn because it was cute. It wouldn't be cute now. He's, 38, but when he was 3, it was very cute. What do you think? Is it looking like popcorn? Is it too much? Now that I've seen that little face in the popcorn, I can't unsee it. It's kind of annoying me. I think once we get a few more of them down, it won't be as... Oh, that's a yellow one. And I think what I'm going to journal is just what I told you at the beginning about how, you know, they don't have these in Florida. They have, and I think maybe I will also say something about they don't have free refills. Maybe that's how I'll say it. You know, they don't have free popcorn refills at Disneyland, but instead they have these cute little popcorn guys called roly-polies. No, they're not called roly-polies. What are they called? Oh, I told you what they were called and I forgot. All I can think of are Rudy Tooties, Roto Rooters. Ugh. I'll have to look it up again. Oh, let me down here. I knew I should have written it down. I was like, oh, I'll remember. I just looked it up. Roastie Toasties. They're called Roastie Toasties. Why are they called Roastie Toasties when they don't roast anything? They should be called Flippity Ploppies or something. All right, I think I maybe need a snack. I'm getting a little loopy. Been a long few days since Thanksgiving. But I'm liking the popcorn. I think the popcorn is working. I think, I don't know if I want to go around. I think maybe no. I think just having the little popcorn down here and maybe a few little scattered, maybe I'll put a few kind of scattered up to cover those, the little seam. Shh. Don't tell anybody. That's why we put some popcorn up there. All right, Roastie Toasties. I think that's what they're called. Now I'm questioning myself. And I can't ask Siri because she's on my phone. In fact, to look it up, I Googled little popcorn guys at Disneyland, and it came right up with the Roastie Toasties. But to be safe, I think I'm going to journal on a piece of cardstock so that if I make a mistake, I can just replace it with something else, because I can't check my phone while I'm using it to record my video. All right. Just kind of tucking these guys together. I think I do want to overlap some. I tell you what, the repositional adhesive is essential for this thing. Imagine if I was trying to like work around all the little spaces in here. Ugh, that would not be fun. That one that's going to go up on the picture, I'd want to clean off its edge. What do we think? Need a little bit more. I think that might be enough. I kind of want to go a little higher. Let's see what I can do with journaling. I think I'm going to use white, a little white journal box. I'm going to tuck it under. Oh, you know what? What's this? I already have this white piece of paper already cut. This, well, but maybe I want it to be that. I think I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to cut this piece and do my journaling, and then I'll be back. Well, curses. I had to I had to turn off my phone so I could look up Roastie Toasties just to make sure. And then when I came back, I didn't start recording. So I just stuck down my journaling. I realized I had to split it into 2 journal boxes. So this one just says, when we go to Disney World, we always buy a popcorn bucket on our first day and get the $2 refills the rest of the trip. I think they're $2.50 now, but I think back then they were $2. Plus I couldn't fit $2.50. But they don't do refills at Disneyland. And I said, but that's okay, because in Florida, they don't have the cute little popcorn cart guys called Roastie Toasties, which are themed to the various lands that they live in, with little air quotes right there. So cute. And then I tucked it behind, and I did have to pick up these, some of my little popcorns and re-sticky them down. But as I was looking at this, I'm realizing I don't know if my pictures are straight. And I remembered this little ruler. So I thought, oh, I can use this to see if my picture is straight. And lo and behold, it is not. So now I'm going to make my picture straight. And as I was showing this at my open house this weekend, I had a couple of the ladies say, obviously this is a ruler for people who care more about things like that than I do, which is absolutely true. If you do not care if your stuff is exactly straight, I envy you. And it doesn't have to be straight. I mean, this is scrapbooking. This is handmade. Well, that one looks straight. No, now that doesn't look straight at all either. Okay, maybe I don't know how to use this. But I thought I would show you how to use this to make sure that your thing is straight. You just line up along the sides and make sure that this is straight on the mat. Let's zoom down. Okay, so that looks straight. This one doesn't really look straight. So maybe it's the, I maybe should have taped that down after all. Okay, this one, the little journal box is looking a little crooked. So we'll pick this up. Go. I might add a couple more just to cover that up. And then let's see if this is straight right here. No, it's not straight either. Like I say, if you don't care, you don't have to care. It's, nobody is ever going to look at my scrapbooks and pull out a ruler and measure. We're not entering our, sewing project at the 4-H fair or anything like that. So. But if you like to have your stuff straight like I do, you guys have seen me care about this before. Let's move it over a little bit too. Ugh, no, that one's not looking straight. Ugh. Oh no, it is. It's just overlapping. There we go. Okay. Oh, I'm pleased with that. I think I am going to put another one down here because of the little cut. And I'll have to play around with it a little bit to figure out what the measurements are to avoid, crossing over. If I would have had my binder clip, which is on the bottom of my trimmer, I think that would have helped a lot. But there we go. Oops, I'm zoomed in. Darn it. Sorry. So I put a little popcorn down here. Sorry, I forgot to zoom out. And I think this needs a little extra on the side. And I like it. I thought I was going to need to do a border because, I've been doing a lot of borders, but I think that this is done. I think it's fun. I mean, again, I'm on purpose not doing titles for this book, just as a creative challenge. And I think maybe I want one more. I'm not going to use that one. I put adhesive on both sides. I think maybe I want one more right here. A little popcorn. And then I don't want to do too many. My mantra, more is more. But, popcorn does kind of get everywhere. So I think it's okay to have a few little extra. I think that's good. I think that's done. I'm very happy with it. It went together really quick for me, which is good because this was a wild and crazy week. For half a minute, I thought I might not be able to get a Theme Park Thursday video this week, but you know that this is something I try really hard to do. So we're going to call this, goodness, what week are we on? 22, week 22. And we'll call this Roastie Toasties, or Roastie Toastie. We'll just do one Roastie Toastie because we only got one. And you know what? Maybe later in the pile of pictures, which I can't remember having sorted several months ago, maybe I do have another one. Maybe I have the Frontierland one. I feel like there's one that's like a little cowboy, and I tried to take pictures of all of them, but maybe that was on my trip in 2025, and this is the trip from 2022. So this was fun. I got to use an older Board Maker cartridge I haven't used for a while. This new decorative, no, not this one. The cutter for the, that goes with the new blue mat. I don't remember what their names are. Oh, look. Zigzag, peak, curves, and ripple. So I did the zigzag. I did the zigzag track for the new cutting tool. These, I believe, are currently available only to advisors, but I think they are going to be coming out for customers to purchase. If you have a local advisor, she probably can order these for you. They are still available. The blue mats are sold out right now, but will be coming back. And I believe that the positioning, they call it the layout ruler, I think that's also available for advisors to purchase. It's just the blue mats that are not right now. So it is possible you get your hands on these right now. And I'm excited to play with these. Actually, I'm seeing this as kind of those like brackets. This could be fun. So you'll probably see these again, and hopefully not so that we get sick of them. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have something something fun to work on, whether it's scrapbooking or just something you're doing in your life that brings you joy. All right, I will be back on Wednesday with the December edition of the Savvy Scrapbookers. We're doing the new Tropical Garden. I can't remember the name of anything, you guys. Sorry, but then we're doing the new Tropical Collection. And then Thursday, I'll be back again with the next edition of Theme Park Thursday. So thanks a lot. Happy scrapbooking.